is Blank, and I've been in Vietnam how many years?
My name is Blank, and I've been in Vietnam how many years?
My name is Jason.
My name is Mark.
My name is Kate. My name is Katina Fox.
My name is Brian.
My name is Natalie.
My name is Katja.
My name is Megan.
My name is Ray.
My name is Bilal.
My name is Dave Fox.
And I've lived in Vietnam for 5 years.
For 5 years.
For 2 years.
For 3 years.
3 years.
For 3 years.
5 years.
For 3 years.
For almost 5 years.
For 3 years.
I'm gonna miss Eric Schoonard. Yeah, I mean, basically, what we had was so special and great, and we did so much, and we had so much camaraderie. It's the people.
To be quite honest, I would miss the cheap alcohol.
I'm gonna miss my helper train. Having a helper. I'm gonna miss my friends here. Living with Jody, who's been my best friend since I was 18, one of my lifelong friends, and it's been really awesome to live in the same location as her again for the first time in like 15 years. And then like all the people that I've met.
I like to drink wine and beer and gin.
I'm gonna miss the most about being at home on pins and needles, worried whether or not the police will knock on my door.
And in Vietnam, the prices are so low, and a night out, maybe less than $50.
I don't know, I kind of enjoy the traffic now. It's just part of the adventure.
In all seriousness, I will say I've been here for 5 years, and I will miss, especially in southern Vietnam, Vietnamese people and their smile.
Absolutely.
I will miss the price of alcohol.
Coffee. Not that you can't get coffee anywhere, but Vietnam has coffee and their coffee shops down to an art form. And while I'm not normal, I've never sat in a Starbucks in my life and like just drank a coffee and read a book. But here I really enjoy like going with Katja or just by myself with a book to have a coffee and sit and read or whatever. So that's really nice.
I'm going to miss the chada. Chada is my absolute favorite thing to drink, and I've tried to make it at home, and I just can't master it the way they do here. But I'm going to miss the chaos. I love the chaos. It's an organized chaos.
I'll miss Vietnam. I love the people here. I love the country. I've been there for 5 years, and probably means that I had grown into loving this place. I'll miss my Vietnamese friends. I'll miss the Vietnamese cuisine because I really like it. I'll miss the environment. I don't know, I love Vietnam and I'll miss Vietnam as the whole concept of Vietnam. And the language too, I'm used to it already. It's strange to not hear Vietnamese when you go back home to your home country.
I will miss the energy. I will miss the spirit of the people. I was on my very first visit here. I came as a tourist in 2008. And as an American, and I was born in 1968, so I grew up knowing about the war. I didn't know what to expect here, and I was really blown away by both the friendliness of the people. It's kind of a cliche to go to a country and say, oh, the people were so friendly, but there really is there's an outgoingness, and there's a curiosity and a desire among younger Vietnamese people to connect and to understand the outside world. What I'm going to miss is the energy and the positive spirit. This country has come so far in the last few decades, and I really think that a lot of it has to do with a tendency to live in the present and look toward the future, but not dwell on the past. And I've learned a lot from that attitude myself.
I just hope that the economy really picks up for everybody, and that, you know, there's a lot of people who live in the city who have some opportunity, but there's a lot of people who don't, you know, and even very close to like where we live in District 7 who I just don't see having a lot of opportunity in life, and I just hope that the economy picks up enough that more people, you know, especially people living in like rural areas, have more opportunity for themselves to learn different languages, to expand businesses, to move to where they would like to move to.
I hope that it will continue to go in the successful directions that it is going, and I hope that they will address these environmental concerns a little bit better. They need to be using less plastic, they need to be throwing less trash in the rivers and things like that. I'd like the country to be getting cleaner just as it is getting more wealthy.
Ecology and litter are a huge problem, but I see there's a real furnace of interest in that right now. There's a real growth in ecological awareness and reducing litter. I think that's going to only accelerate in the next 5 or 10 years. And I also hope that all the contact with the rest of the world and the internet, I think more openness and freedom is inevitable.
I wish them the best. I wish that they don't grow obese and get diabetes. I wish that they don't develop heart disease, and that they figure out that, you know, the water they use gives them diarrhea and food poisoning and parasites.
I really hope they get the education and the infrastructure for the pollution issues, especially regarding plastic. It's one of the top 5 plastic producers and polluters on the planet, and your bag comes in a bag of a bag, and the education system doesn't support changing that, nor is there infrastructure in place to straighten that out. So it's more of a pragmatic thing. As a person who loves the ocean and the beaches, I don't want to go to the beach and the ocean anymore and see the plastic.
I hope that you can skip all the mistakes that developed countries made on the way to becoming developed countries. I think there's opportunity to skip the need for oil and plastic. I think there's an opportunity for sustainable energy and skipping all of the shitty half steps we did in America in the 1950s and 60s to get where we are. We all know what those mistakes were, and you can skip them.
I would very, very much hope that the government has the foresight and whatnot to put the money where it needs to go to really, really improve things. Like, I'm not a city planner, but I'm not sure why they're improving every road in this Fumihung neighborhood right now when there's so many other things that could be improved. And so I would very, very much hope that they get some intelligent, well-meaning people in their government to do what needs to happen to, you know, get the underground done before 2075 or whatever, things like that.
From my perspective, I mean, I teach a lot about news and as a high school English teacher, just freedom of speech, journalism that exists without people being arrested for sharing their opinions.
Ooh, one wish I have is that people can have a little bit more freedom online and in art to say and create what they want to create.
Well, for me it would be knowing the Vietnamese stories, the improvement of their health system, because now there are too many people and too little public hospitals. The other thing is like getting more time into educating people that throwing things on the street is not a good idea. And I think younger Vietnamese don't do it already, but a lot of grown-ups just litter, that's the word, on the streets, throw this stuff around, and it's scary because, you know, the city pollutes a lot.
I wish that people continued to become aware of the environmental impact of some of our choices, the plastic use and the pollution, and you know, thinking about progress and what's best for people and not just progress for progress' sake.
My other wish for them is a little more emotional. I hope they get what they want. They're very happy people. They're very open. They're very welcoming. And I hope that, they get what they're looking for, whatever that is. They want to be the future of the world. They want to just be themselves. Whatever it is, I hope they get it. I think they've proven quite a few things over the years by rejecting some of the evil forces in the world trying to take them over, and they are not just this little country. They can contribute to the world, and they want to. And I hope they can.
I agree.
Interviewing me about.
Fuck him home, and it has delicious food.
Awesome. And what is
Experience in Vermont, that's my home state. Vietnam.
It's kind of like Vietnam.
They start with a V, they have mountains, it's all good. colder in the north. Let's see, really